at Boston Logan Airport to do something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and that's fly into Toronto City Airport in downtown Toronto. Porter Airlines departs out of Terminal E here in Boston for their flights to Toronto City, as well as their other flights that they do to Ottawa. Their ticket counter opens about 2.5 hours before the departure time, and since there aren't many international departures around this time of the day, the terminal is pretty empty and getting through security is a breeze, especially since the airline participates in TSA PreCheck. As I mentioned, Porter does go out of the E-gates here in Boston, but unless you are rechecking a bag, you don't have to go through security again, as all of the gates are connected post-security. You can walk between B and E yourself, but if you're going between A and E, they do offer a bus between those two terminals. However, you do have to have a boarding pass, proving you just got off a Delta flight or that you're going onto a Delta flight. My flight up to the famous Toronto City Airport would be on CGKQB, a Dash 8-400 affectionately known as the Q400, that was delivered directly to Porter Airlines on April 8, 2011. With no major airlines in the United States flying turboprops in the 30 to 76 seat range, you don't often see prop planes hooked up to jet bridges in the United States anymore, so it was nice to see it.
Customers sitting in rows 10 to 20, you're welcome to board for Porter Flight 2942, service to Toronto City Airport. Customers sitting in rows 10 to 20, thank you.
When you get into the aircraft, you do have to watch your head, as even at 5'4", I had a duck going in. My seat for this flight over to Toronto City would be 18D, a window on the right side of the aircraft near the back of the plane.
Bagages à main dans le compartiment au-dessus de vous ou sous le siège devant vous. Assurez-vous qu'il ne bloque pas l'allée ou une sortie de secours. On behalf of the captain and the crew, welcome aboard your Porter flight. Please now direct your attention to your cabin crew for a demonstration of our safety equipment and emergency procedures. Passengers wearing headsets are kindly asked to remove them for the duration of this demonstration.
At 429.42, turn right heading 290, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Right heading 290, clear for takeoff. Or departure, dashboard 2942.
fastened at all times while seated. Porter is pleased to offer you a smoke-free environment.
All of Porter Airlines Q400s currently have 74 physical passenger seats on board, and on board this flight there were only 3 or 4 empty ones, which is pretty good considering they operate this flight 3 to 4 times a day. I'm 5'4", and I had about 5 to 6 inches of room between my knees and the seat in front of me, which is pretty decent for a Q400. The room for my feet with my bag under the seat isn't bad as well. Like I said, this is a turboprop and it's not bad for a 1-hour flight. However, the seat cushion was really comfortable. In the seat back pocket there was a safety card as well as an in-flight magazine and a sick bag, along with information on how to get a Porter credit card. When they were founded in 2006, one thing Porter became quickly known for was their elevated economy experience, including free beer and wine for all passengers, which was served in glassware, along with complimentary premium snacks. With no Wi-Fi or in-flight entertainment on Porter's Q400s, I decided to enjoy the rest of the flight by looking out the window at the views below. Just like that, we had begun our descent into Toronto City Airport. Generally speaking, the airline does tend to prefer landing on runway 26 into Toronto City, meaning that they're coming in from the east, and the view of downtown Toronto would be on the right side of the aircraft, which is exactly why I chose this side of the airplane to sit on. I'm not saying they don't ever land from the other direction on runway 8, but they do tend to mostly land from the east on 26. I also did purposely sit this far back in the aircraft as I wanted to see the landing gear and the engine, but I didn't want my view completely blocked by these two items, which is why I specifically chose row 18, far enough back to not be blocked by the engine, but close enough forward to be able to see the landing gear.
Cabin crew, please be seated for landing. Dashboard 2942 tower traffic head is on touching over runway 24, wind 190 at 10, clear to land runway 26. Clear to land 26, dashboard 2942. Dashboard 2942 tower, exit to the right, taxi and monitor ground 121.7. Right, taxi and monitor now, dashboard 2942.
Porter welcomes you. Please remain seated with the seatbelt securely fastened and cabin baggage secured until the aircraft has reached a final stop.
I had an absolutely wonderful time flying on Porter Airlines from Boston into Toronto City Airport. From here at Toronto City Billy Bishop Airport, Porter does offer a complimentary shuttle from the terminal to Union Station in downtown Toronto for those needing to catch a train or onward transit to their final destination. It runs every 15 to 30 minutes depending on the time of day. I did get to fly Porter again a couple days later from Vancouver to Ottawa on their Embraer E2, and then continuing on to Boston once again on the Q400. Videos on both of these flights will be up on my channel at some point in the future. If downtown Toronto is your final destination, flying into Billy Bishop Toronto City is definitely the way to go. From the time I stepped off to the plane until the time I was at Union Station in downtown Toronto, it was only about 15 to 20 minutes, whereas if you flew into Toronto Pearson, it would take you just that amount of time to get to the train that takes you downtown. But from an AvGeek standpoint, flying into Toronto City is definitely a fun experience and I 100% recommend it.